Hello. Hi, Pratik. Hello, everyone.
Hi, hi,
We are again
hi
here
there.
with one of the another industrial training interview, which is with Pratik Pawar. He's currently doing his industrial training in Morgan Stanley. Rather than interview, it is more like an interaction. Okay. So let's start with it. So, hi, Pratik. How are you?
Hi there. I'm great. I'm doing great. Recently engaging in studies. Nothing more than that.
Yeah. So, when is your attempt?
My attempt is in November
Okay, November
22.
20. Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you just brief us about your profile, where you did articleship, then how you
Mhm.
reached in Morgan Stanley?
Okay. So basically, in a general language, it's very long story, but I'll explain it in a shorter way. Articleship is completed for 2 years in Navi Mumbai Airoli. About my articleship experience, more or less related with taxation, with normal, in Mumbai firm, normal the work is traditional work is there. The same work I have done in the articleship for 2 years, taxation, DT, IDT, and some audit profiles as well. Then sometimes I used to present some cases in front of income tax officer, GST officer. That cases also I have done. And then suddenly, after mid of the second year, one thought came. We have to try industry as well, because
Yeah.
if we see the scenario of today's industry, the CAs or CA student basically are more demanded in the corporate sector.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it was only for 12 months earlier. Now I think rule has changed. For now the industrial can be possible for 18 months. So the interest of the students or interest of corporate to hire a good mind is from the CA sector basically. So I thought it 2 years ka experience so अच्छे से हो गया, let's try for industry, and I already wanted to go in a finance field. So I tried from LinkedIn, and सबसे पहले we have a source from institute, that Excel file, and we
Right.
have
Right.
a lot of emails and manager's name and company. Just we used to do me and one of my friends used to do 50 mails daily to the listed companies and listed managers. And then we are active in LinkedIn also. So LinkedIn के through हम लोग को contacts मिले. And then about Morgan Stanley and जो भी top investment banking firms है, I have uploaded my CV on their company websites. So directly. So I have applied for JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, and I got call from Morgan Stanley. So this is how I started journey. This is how I thought about doing investment, industrial training in the corporate. And during my that particular thought process, one thing was very strong, that I don't want to pursue my industrial training from my Indian companies, because the long term perspective is a global. So I need to learn something more than the traditional things in India. So that was already decided. Luckily, I got the opportunity.
Right. So regarding this Morgan Stanley and all those industrial trainings, so it is it vacancy based or we can directly go on the website and apply? How is the case?
It depends upon vacancy.
Okay.
It depends upon vacancy. It depends upon, there are a lot of sources to join basically corporate or any investment banking firms. First one is direct source of company. The second one is a reference, which is very important. Third one is social media. Three of them are social media includes everything, like any .com companies like Naukri.com, LinkedIn, everything. So these three sources are there through which we can find is there any vacancy or not. And Morgan Stanley is the company who gives a lot of opportunities to new entrants. So I think a lot of vacancies used to be there, and now I think in future also they will open for the lot of vacancies for C interns and with other interns process.
Okay. So as far as what I have interacted with many people, and it is general perception. Okay, investment banking firms just give the reporting role only. So what are your views on it, and what is your role which you are currently pursuing?
See, I can divide this question on A and B part.
Yeah.
See, each and every company has its departments. So, as per my opinion, there are two departments. We can assume that one department is in India, another department is US, where the company is
Right.
originally located.
Right.
So, India or Indian CS or Indians people, Indians employee normally do the reporting or back end work, which supports the work of front end team. So that is a general criteria. You can say every investment banking, most work is related with the reporting, of course, but not 100% reporting. Some of the roles are on basis of analytics, that you need to have analytical mindset. Some work are completely hardcore reporting work. Some towards auditing. So yes, I can also agree on that point. 80% work is of reporting. About my
Okay.
procedure, I was in a capital team. Basically, I used to do some reports as well, but it's depend upon some analytical data. We have to analyze, and we have to do the analysis of some process, and then on that basis, we have to do a report. But yes, one thing is I observed in my entire 9 months, tenure. Uh, you will need at least 2 or 3 years to understand what you are doing in company,
Okay.
and then you can judge, or then you can classify if whatever you are doing is reporting exactly or something other. So
Okay.
at the end of my period, I started realizing that whatever I'm doing in the company is not just a reporting, it's beyond that, but it takes time to understand what you're doing in the company. That's my particular opinion.
Okay. So, can you just briefly explain your current role with an example so that we can more deeply understand like what you do?
Definitely. Suppose there is a client, for example, Burger King or McDonald's is a client.
Okay.
McDonald's is doing some transaction. For example, he's my client, or he's my company's client, Morgan Stanley's client. He is doing, one second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, McDonald's is doing some transaction. For suppose the McDonald's has done in a month a transaction over a $2 billion. So there are a lot of transactions. I need to pick up those transactions which has crossed some threshold. I'm giving an
Okay.
example. So in a report, I have to classify. I have to report on those transactions which cross the threshold limits. That is a particular basic work which I have done in my first 2 or 3 months. And then on that particular work, some upgradations are there, like various reports are there, which depends, which are the base for the frontier team to decide some policies or to decide some thresholds. So basically, at the macro level, if I say, I have to pick up the transaction which have crossed the threshold limits, and I have to make a portfolio or report on that and submit it to my frontier team, like counterparty team. That is basically work which I have done in my 9 months.
Okay. Great. Can you now just brief about the interview process, like how you started, what were the questions,
Mhm.
and what are the
Uh,
prerequisite knowledge which you need to have before appearing?
One thing is very, very, very strongly I will recommend, whatever your resume is. First of all, one doubt is many students is tackling with, that is attempt matter or not for industrial training. Of
Right.
course, for first 1 or 2 years of articleship, of course matters for big firm, but not small size or mid size firm. But industrial training, uh, I can say 50-50 chances are there. If you're so strong enough, whatever you have presented in resume. See,
Right.
what we do exactly in when we prepare our resume, we include everything. Suppose in my entire 2 years of articleship, I have done a tedious work for one time, for one client. I will mention that in my resume, but I
Right.
don't have that detailed knowledge about that tedious. And वही point गलत हो जाता है. When interview asks about that tedious point, then you will like, नहीं ये इतना detail में नहीं किया. So I would request to all students or all my friends who are gonna appear for the industrial training, make your resume in a such a way that you are 100% confident what you have presented in resume. So in my case, I was so confident whatever I presented in my resume. My case actually different because for the process which I selected for and for the process which I worked for, both are different. See, my selection was done for the audit process. There is one SOX. You might have heard about the
Yeah.
SOX,
Yeah.
Sarban SOX law.
Yeah.
So I was selected for that process. So in that interview, the question was related with the audit. internal audit, external audit, stat auditor, what are the auditor's power, what are the auditor's responsibilities. They may also, they ask me about the finance, what do you know about the finance? What is the crux
Okay.
of finance? Why do you have interest in finance? So basically every interview will ask you why industrial training, why finance firm. So these questions were there. So if I conclude the things on a resume part, first one, whatever you have presented in resume, it should be very strong in your mind that what you have presented, you know everything. Second, you must know about the company's background and what companies do in a random way. Like, ऊपर ऊपर से आपको पता होना चाहिए कि what exactly company do, and you have थोड़ा सा learning या फिर सुना हुआ knowledge about that company कि what exactly company do. For example, if I am getting into finance, so I should know what finance means. So it
Okay.
will help a lot. So in my case, interview gone in a such way, they ask about me on the audit profile, nothing more than that. But in which process I work, that is a finance totally, because hardcore
Okay.
finance. So luckily I got interviews from the audit profile. But yeah, you should be very thorough with your audit concepts if you're going for audit profile. If you should be very thorough for your finance concept. They will not expect more than what you have done in entire 2 years, because everyone knows in mid-size, small-size firm, we do not get exposure of everything. So they will ask a general question, but yes, spontaneous response, then your knowledge about the basics should be required. That's it.
Okay, so I have heard in investment banking firms like as you are also there in Morgan Stanley, there are some questions on they prefer more CFA level candidate or FRM chartered holder with a CA. So how true is it?
As per my experience, I have never encountered such basically lineup things. They are interested to hire a CFA level ka candidate. But of course, after completing after joining in MS or any investment banking firm, most of the employees started journey toward the CFA. But I think this is not the case which I have experienced, that in an interview they preferred more. Of course, yes. If they want to hire an employee, definitely they'll look for MBA in finance, CA hardcore finance experience wala banda, and then CFA. But for the employee, but industrial training, that generally doesn't matter. In your 2 years articleship, have you done any CFA level 1 or 2? That if you started or you're thinking of, I think that doesn't matter.
Okay.
In my case, at least they have asked.
Okay, so after industrial training, do they also give an option to join? Like if you clear your CFI exam, do they give you an option that you can join here?
See, it's depend. Of course, 99% they will offer you. Depend on your work of entire 9 months or 12 months, whatever tenure you have served them. If your work enough is good for the company, they believe that you'll become an asset for the company. Definitely, they will offer you. But on a general criteria, if you think from the company's perspective, we have trained the industrial training for entire 12 months. So
Right.
definitely they will not give a chance to let it out. They will not think, they will 100% give you offer to retain you, because the entire 12 months expenditure on any employee is a big expenditure. So 99% they offer, after completing CA, you can join back in that company particularly. And second thing, if you are done industrial training, you have very strong question in your back. You have strong resume, so you don't have to worry about the jobs. But yes, in that same company, they generally offer.
Okay, and like it is general perception के investment banking firms पैसा मोटा देती है. So how true is it?
Actually, this is a motivation for CA student apart from CA degree.
Yeah.
First motivation is a degree. Second motivation is a रोकड़ा कितना मिलता है.
Ah.
Of course, yes, they pay more. They really pay more. The range is around. I cannot. I don't have a right to exact say the amount, but they
Yeah.
do pay around more than 40 to 50 around, more than 35, 30, 40 around. So
Okay.
We were getting the India's second highest stipend. Investment banking firm pays a lot, but yes, in that they give you work a lot. Like if you will feel after getting that 26 or 27 ka salary, वर्क इतना ज्यादा किया एंड कंसिडरेशन इतना सा मिला, यू फील दैट बिकॉज प्रेशर बहुत होता है एंड उसमें मैनेज करना इट्स अ सेकंड बिग टास्क. सो आई थिंक the students or my friends who wanted to go in industrial, they should prepare their mind in such a way that stipend is very uh, you know least priority in front of the work, because work is on next level.
Okay, so matlab, what
But
are the average working hours then?
In initially first month, we can say we usually say the honeymoon period. So first month was around 8 to 9 hours. In my case, the login time was 11 and logout time was 8:30. But
Okay.
after you get an experience of 2 or 3 months, it's
Okay.
generally get 10:30 ka login and 10:30 ka logout.
Okay,
So
12 hours.
it's more than the standards. Yeah.
Okay, great. And what about the leave policy? Study. What is the study leave policy they have?
In MS, 12 months ka period, and in 12 months, 9 months working, 3 months study leave.
Okay.
That is the policy. Yeah.
Okay, so do they ask us, like some investment banking firm ask us to defer the attempt? So is it the same with Morgan Stanley or not?
Generally, in MS, that is not the case. In my team, that was not the case, but I don't know about other teams. But yes, generally corporate sector industrial training, like investment banking firms, ask if the pressure of work is more to skip their attempt. They generally ask, but it's depend upon you whether you wanted to continue or you wanted to skip. It's not the mandatory condition that you need to skip your attempt. But in interview, they might ask you, in future, if work pressure is more, then will you be able to skip your attempt or not? So that's up to you. Of course, you have to say yes because you want to pursue that particular 12 months ka period and you want to experience that investment journey. So yes, but in my case, that was not a mandatory for me. It was like, okay, if you want to go, then you can go.
Okay, and during interview, do they ask us some questions based on CA final, FR ka syllabus or SFM ka syllabus?
No, they do not ask. They do not ask.
Okay, great. So
because see,
yeah.
After completion of 2 years ka journey, they also know that every student has not gone through the entire CA final ka syllabus. So it was like mostly no. Answer is no.
Okay, great. So what are the benefits you get if you join after qualification the same firm? Like in your case, it is Morgan Stanley. So do they offer a higher as compared to a fresher who joins who has done industrial training or articleship from some another firm and after qualification has joined?
There is a huge difference. There is a huge difference. If you have done the industrial training in the same company, you become a chartered accountant in your first attempt, and then again you join the firm. The salary range is a big difference. I think 3 to 4 lakhs per difference होता है for fresher which do not have same background and industrial in the same company. Matters. And about the benefits, definitely I'm the person who stand out from the crowd. There are a lot of many students who do not opt for the industrial training. Of course, there is a company, even Indian companies welcomes to this particular candidates who have completed the industrial training. The difference is such, I will explain in an example, real example. One of my friend have cleared his CA in third attempt. He joined in Bank of Baroda as a credit manager. He got a salary around 12 lakhs per annum. And second friend who have completed industrial training, he has got a package around more than 20 lakhs. So this is a huge difference if you have done the industrial training in the finance sector basically and hardcore sector. So yes, you get a lot of benefits if you have done, because see, articleship is a different thing and corporate is a very different thing. The pressure is on the next level in the corporate. Right. So definitely the company who's going to hire you or interested to hire you will see how much efforts you have put it into to become a chartered accountant after completing a 2 years articleship and 12 months industrial training and then the big syllabus of CA final. Definitely you values more and आपकी value मेरे हिसाब से industrial training से एक 7 to 8 lakhs extra बढ़ जाती है other candidates who have not the same background.
Right. Great. So after qualification, do they offer you the same role or we can shift from one role to another?
They have kind of facility of mobility. If you wanted to be in the same group, same team, you can, if you wanted to shift, you can. Both options is available to you. They don't want to lose you at any cost,
Right.
because they have invested a lot of on you. That's why.
Right. And if suppose in that 12 months or 9 months, I've taken some leaves, so will it be deducted from my 3 months ka leave, or they have some balance like you can use 15, 20, 30
Uh,
leaves?
See, it depends on company policy. In my case, in a month, 2 holidays were allowed, like
Okay.
other than my Saturday, Sunday. I don't know about other companies, but in my case, I have taken leaves during my entire 9 months, but it is not impacted on my 3 months ka right wala leave.
Okay. And for Saturday, Sundays, if in some case we need to work, do we get some comp offs?
That is very important thing. In my case, I haven't worked for Saturday, Sunday, but I used to work for US. I used to work for UK. So in that case, if the holidays occurs in between the tenure, if you work, forget about foreign holidays, Indian holidays. Suppose there is 15 August. If I worked on 15 August, so there will be a comp off for that particular day. Definitely. And in some companies, they pay double also. But I don't think so. It is applicable in industrial training. It was not applicable for me to double pay. But for employees, they pay double plus comp off. Both benefits are there.
Okay, great. And regarding this, like how did you manage your CA final cast studies with this industrial training? Is it manageable or is it not?
See, 80% is very difficult task, because by sitting, I have completed my coaching. My office used to be in Malad. It is in Malad. And I used to go for the classes at Andheri at early morning, 7 o'clock. So I have to leave my home by 5:30 around. 7 बजे क्लासेस है 7 to 10:30. वो क्लास के बाद जो से कंपनी की अरेंजमेंट होती थी कार की, लाइक कैब सर्विसेज, तो वहाँ पे जाना, फिर 11:30 तक ऑफिस में पहुंच के बाद 11:30 to अराउंड 8:30 9:30 पीसी के सामने अगेन फाइनेंशियल वर्क करो. इट्स वेरी टफ टास्क टू सीट एंटायर 8 to 9 hours. Then after 9:30 to again reach to home 10:30 11:30 हो जाता था. फिर मॉर्निंग में जो पढ़ा है वो एक बार रिवाइज करो. So it is possible to manage your studies, but you should be prepared by your mindset कि आपको वो करना है. That the road is very difficult, but yes, it is not impossible. It is of course manageable. जो करते हैं वो तो articles से big four, industrial training firm, financial firm like investment banking firm, they go to rank. ये भी public है इंडिया में. So it is possible. It is quite manageable, but it is dependent upon your mind, how you prepare your mind to do that particular things.
Okay, and currently, do we have a hybrid model in your firm, or is it just work from office only?
Yeah, in my case, it is a hybrid model. In a week, you have to go at least 2 times or 3 times. But in my case, due to my classes, I requested to my manager to please allow me from work from home, because I live in Airoli to Malad. It's almost 2 hours ka journey. 2 hours morning, 2 hours evening. Company drop facility is there, but again, Malad say Airoli 2 hours like that. So on the requesting them, they allowed me to do from work from home. But normally, every financial abroad firm, like foreign firm, foreign national banking firm, they allowed hybrid model in the case of COVID. And I think so in nearby time, they will also offer for industrial training hybrid model, because that is quite manageable to work also and your studies also. So I think it is there. In my case, I was very lucky to have that for entire 10 years.
Okay. And what are your views? Like some people say that we should have some additional qualifications, certifications to just enhance our resume. So did you had some of them? And if yes, so what would you suggest? Like what courses and certifications which you suggest we should do for getting into such firms?
See, for the investment banking specifically, there is no such out of box certificates you need to have. If you want to get select, yes, one thing is definitely there. If you attempt, if company have received lot of resume, so definitely if you have something good other than rest of the crowd, definitely they will select you. So that will matter, of course. But if we think about what courses are better, so I think your academic score should be good. Other than, I don't think so investment banking firms expect from you a lot. Like in articleship, they hardly get a time to study. So I don't think so any firm thinking of कि ये बच्चे ने और भी करना जरूरी है करके. But of course, if you want to be an employee of the company, it matters a lot. Not for industrial training.
Great. So did you
But
had
yes,
some of them?
one thing.
Yeah.
No, as such, certified courses are not there. But in my GMCS, I got a second rank in presentation.
Okay.
I think, yes. And in my case, I have done MCOM also with more than 86% in masters. So I think these two things were profitable for me.
Okay, so from which college did you did? It was from Mumbai University, but from an autonomous college.
I completed my graduation in Somia and completed my master's also in Somia, KJ Somia Autonomous College.
Okay, great. So after all this, I would like to ask the last question, like, what is your opinion after your industrial training? Did you regret your experience of the 12 months, or did you enjoy it and you would like say that you should also join it? Or 50.
Such batana answer, right? I enjoyed a lot. Definitely, I enjoyed a lot. Second thing, personally, I wanted to tell the crowd is, you get one secured feeling when you joined any big firm or industrial training in any such investment banking firm. So you don't have to worry about your job after becoming a chartered accountant. In some unfortunate cases, if you didn't clear, if you are taking so much of attempt, then also you don't have to worry about कि अभी job का क्या होगा. That one secure feeling I got because of that investment banking firm of Morgan Stanley. I don't have a fear of job in front of my entire 2 or 3 years ahead. And second thing, definitely I will look to join firm again, but as a chartered accountant, because being a chartered accountant, you have a lot of option to experience in the firm, because lot of areas, it's very big sea. You have a lot of option to learn. You have option to go abroad, because one of my senior colleague went abroad from this route only. So you have a lot of options. If you are I am having a target to go abroad in your 3 to 4 years. So definitely I will join again back to the company. But many of friends have some other different opinions, that they have thought कि मुझे बहुत अच्छा एक्सेल मिलेगा, and because of pressure और reporting work पसंद नहीं आता है कुछ लोगों को, and they turn out from the decision कि अभी मुझे नहीं करना. So that's manageable, because आपका long term target क्या है, इस पे depend करता है कि आपको short term में company join करनी है नहीं चाहिए. I wanted to work abroad for at least 5 to 10 years in future. So I have to join any investment big firms to complete that particular vision.
So did you try it with some other investment banking firms also, like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, etc.?
Luckily, I did not, because this was my first interview and I got selected.
Okay. So,
but yes,
yeah.
Due to this completely entire 12 months, I got a lot of many friends. So they are working in JP Morgan, Credit Suisse. So I have a contact in the companies now. So I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, CA means networking. It is
of course. It should be there. You should have that capacity to build the people, because that is a thing which takes you a next level.
Yeah, great. Okay. So thank you very much for your wonderful insights you gave us about Morgan Stanley, and you guided the students. Thank you very much for your time, and
thanks.
All the best for your future and exams in November.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Same to you.